Hi, my name is Alicia, and for my cultural presentation, I decided to research Korean alcohol, specifically soju. So, throughout my presentation, I'll be going over the history, cultural significance, production, different types, the etiquette, as well as the health aspects. So, what is soju? Soju is South Korea's most consumed alcoholic beverage. It's considered the national drink. It's a clear and colorless distilled beverage whose history dates really far back. It's known by its characteristic green bottle packaging, commonly seen on the shelves of convenience stores or local supermarkets. History. In 2017, the average Korean adult consumed 86 bottles. And then additionally, in 2017, 3.6 billion bottles were consumed across Korea that year. Since then, the numbers have only been increasing. Soju traces its origins back to the 14th century when Mongol invaders introduced the Levantine distillation method from Arabia to the Korean peninsula. Distilleries were set up near Kaesyeong, the capital of Goryeo at the time. Later, during the Yuan dynasty, Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis, moved into the Korean peninsula, establishing a supply base in Andong. This event marked the origin of what would eventually evolve into modern soju. Korean alchemists traded with Arab tribes, refining and adapting distillation techniques. Gradually, Koreans perfected their unique style of hard liquor by distilling soju from rice and various grains. Soju translates into burn liquor, which was originally a distilled beverage with a 35% ABV alcohol by volume. However, in 1965, the South Korean government's ban on distilling soju from rice led to the popularization of lower ABV variants. This led to alternative soju types derived from sweet potatoes and tapioca. Although the rice distillation ban was lifted in 1999, many varieties still exist, resulting in many different flavors. Initially, the alcohol content was around 35% ABV, then it decreased to 25% by 1973, and further to 23% in 1998. Now, the alcohol percentage in soju ranges from 15 to 53%. Jinro Soju continues to maintain its position as the world's top-selling spirit brand, achieving an outstanding milestone and surpassing 100 million cases sold in 2022. Since its start in 1924, Jinro has consistently upheld its status as South Korea's leading soju brand, widely recognized as the nation's most iconic alcoholic beverage. Cultural significance. Besides being the most loved traditional alcoholic drink of Korea, soju carries significant cultural importance in modern Korean society. It's more than just a beverage symbolizing Korean heritage and identity. It is found in customary celebrations and communal events, deeply woven into different aspects of Korean culture. Traditional holidays such as New Year, Rice Planting Day, and Korea's Day of Thanks are occasions where the consumption of alcohol is customary to honor ancestors and exchange goodwill. Soju has been an essential element of these celebrations for generations. During New Year's festivities, it was believed that partaking in soju would dispel diseases and evil spirits, ensuring a prosperous start to the new year. These rituals have significance as a symbol of protection and prosperity. Beyond religious and traditional observances, soju remains a part of everyday life for Koreans, whether meeting with friends after work or gathering with colleagues. Sharing meals accompanied by glasses of soju is very common. Production. So here we have the traditional process of making soju. The first step would be to make the fermentation starter, and then the second step would be fermenting the rice. Third step being filtering the mash layers, and then the final step would be distilling the chongju into soju. So step one, making the fermentation starter. So the process starts with nuruk, a fermentation starter made from ground wheat, rice, and barley. Nuruk has been a part of Korean culture since the 3rd century CE, dating back to the era of the Three Kingdoms. To prepare the fermentation starter, nuruk is mixed with water until it reaches a soft consistency. It is then placed in a mold and shaped into a large wheat cake, seen in the picture above over here. Once shaped, the brewer removes the wheat cake from the mold and allows it to ferment. After a few weeks, when moisture has been evaporated, the wheat cake solidifies once more and it is then pounded into a powder mixture. Step 2. Fermenting the rice. So after preparing the nuruk, the rice is washed and steamed, and then after being cooled, the rice is combined with the nuruk powder that was pounded and mixed with water to create a mash. This mash is then placed in a brewing vessel to ferment for additional 2 weeks, resulting in the creation of what is now known as wanju. So step 3, after fermentation, the wanju or fermented mixture begins to naturally separate into 2 distinct layers. Typically, wanju settles into 2 layers. The top layer, known as chongju, is golden and clear, while the bottom layer is takju, and it's cloudier and whitish, containing the most rice sediments. So this top layer right here would be known as wangju or chongju, and then the bottom layer known as takju. The chongju layer is the portion that ultimately undergoes the distillation to produce soju. Historically, different societal classes were entitled to consume different layers of the mixture. So the chongju layer, the top layer, was reserved for upper class and nobles in Korea, while the bottom layer, the takju layer, was diluted to create a traditional Korean rice wine that was regarded as more affordable and consumed by commoners and farmers. So step 4, the chongju mixture is now taken aside and placed into a traditional distillation apparatus called sojori. The sojogori is placed over fire and the chongju mixture is distilled into soju. Eventually, the distilled soju is collected and rested in barrels or other containers to be aged before it is bottled for consumption. So types of soju. We have a bunch of different brands. Chamisul is the number 1 top-selling brand in Korea, and it originates from Seoul, while Chomchorom originates from Gangwon, and C1 Blue originates from Busan, and then some of the ones below also originate from other places in Korea. Here we have a map just to visualize where some of these brands come from. So you can see Chamisul comes from Seoul, and then at the bottom, at the bottom here, C1 Blue originates from Busan. So, Chamisul. Chamisul is manufactured by Jinro, the company I mentioned earlier in my presentation, and it currently holds the title of the most popular soju brand. It has become so synonymous with the category that it is referred to as the nation soju. Setting itself apart from other brands, Chamisul distinguishes its product by subjecting it to a unique 4-time filtration process using bamboo charcoal. This meticulous filtration ensures a cleaner and crisper taste, free from impurities. On the other hand, Lodi produces Chomchorom, which is a brand that competes against Chamisul for market dominance in soju. The brand prides itself on utilizing alkaline water in the production process, resulting in a smoother flavor and texture when consumed. Chomchorom is crafted from a blend of rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and tapioca. And then we have some other brands. So the rest of the brands also have unique techniques and ingredients that make it special. So for example, C1 soju is a blend of distilled rice, barley, and tapioca infused with the natural bedrock, water. And then Yip Sijo is a sweeter style soju produced by Bohei Brewery, which contains organic Canadian maple syrup in the soju. O2 Lin has 3 times as much oxygen dissolved in it than any other soju on the market. And then Jondae, or Good Day Soju, was one of the first producers in the soju market that offered the lower ABV option. So etiquette. When people dine out in Korea, the hierarchy in age is an important factor. The youngest person at the table pours and refills everyone's glasses, and you traditionally accept your glass with both hands as a sign of respect. Your glasses should always be full and never empty. And if you're done drinking for the moment, you'd want to leave some soju in your glass to signal that you don't want a refill. Koreans are also never seen pouring soju for themselves, as this is considered poor etiquette. Also, when people say cheers, it is customary to avoid eye contact and always look away. Health aspects. On average, a standard 1.5-ounce serving size of soju provides approximately 65 to 70 calories. Soju stands out for its relatively low carbohydrate and sugar content compared to other alcoholic beverages. This makes soju an attractive choice for individuals mindful of their sugar intake or adhering to low-carb diets. While soju contains modest amounts of certain B vitamins, um, its overall vitamin content is relatively low. Therefore, definitely should not be relied upon as a primary source of nutrients. Despite being a popular choice for social gatherings, it's important to consume soju in moderation to fully savor its flavors while maintaining overall health. Thank you.